Hey, it's Adventureruler, and today I just wanted to talk about Castle's run in my first Undying Light tournament. Alright, so here we begin. The first set of Castle's matches was against Godfall Thunder Gaming. Their starter stage was Dreamland. Castle took both of his opponent's stocks with a simple edge guard. Godfall tried recovering early the first time, but Castle caught him with a Pyro forward aerial. And same with the second edge guard, but a bit further from the stage. Castle took 2 stocks and only under a minute. Later in the match, as Godfall was recovering, his controller died, resulting in him falling to his death and sealing Castle's third stock on him. Unfortunate, but hey, it happens. In game 2 of Castle vs. Godfall, Godfall actually tries 2 counter picks. He switches to Snake, right, and Peach's Castle as his counter pick stage. Godfall had a plan going, right, knowing Snake's advantage on big stages. Godfall was making him run into grenades and getting lots of damage. But Castle finds Godfall has cornered himself on the bridge. So Castle just forward smashes him right in his face, sealing the first stock. Castle seals the second stock with a pirate downer into up smash setup. Then he proceeds to kill himself twice. I'll explain. Here's some context. So this was because in the chat during the live stream, he was gonna homie stock in game 2 because Godfall's controller died in game 1. Alright. But afterwards, Castle cleans up the 2-0 with a downer into up B with Pyro. Set number 2 was semifinals. It was only an 8-player tournament, so he got there pretty quick. Castle's Aegis versus Kulito's Kazuya. Their starter stage was Yoshi's Story. Castle's first stock was an SD, as he didn't calculate his recovery correctly. What happened was Kulito counterpunched Castle's down air out of shield with Kazuya's backbreaker throw, then shot a laser for extra damage, but Castle just fell to his death. Castle's first stock was almost a spike, but Kulito teched off the side of the level. But then shortly after he rolled from ledge, Castle did his trusty down air into up B kill confirm. Castle's next stock was lost to him spamming down air, which Kulito counterpunched by just running closer to him, blocking, then doing an uppercut. Castle on his last stock tried to get a fully charged Flame Nova. Kulito tries to stun him with his side special punch, but Castle jumps over and lands with the down air. But he didn't confirm it into up smash. Kulito jumps down from the plat, gets 2 uppercuts, then an up B, then grabs him out of the air with his demon grab move. After Castle comes back to the stage, he tries another down air but Kulito again blocks, then uppercuts him. But Castle lives. Castle gets him off stage with a tomahawk grab, but Kulito recovers to ledge and just throws out an electric uppercut, sealing Castle's first loss in the tournament. Up next is game 2 of semifinals, Castle vs. Kulito. Castle chooses Pokemon Stadium 2 as his counter pick. Castle starts off strong by winning neutral first, then speeding through Kulito. But he comes back with 2 uppercuts. Later in this match, the stage has transformed into the ground type, and Castle's first encounter with a stage hazard. Kulito shoots Castle with the laser as he's trying to recover. This launches Castle onto the dirt pile, but he rolls towards Kulito and is in the perfect position to just jump, down air, and up smash, killing Kulito at 74%. Beautiful. Later, Kulito kicks Castle off stage, but he's much too far to make it back. Kulito loses his next stock with a miscalculated recovery. The stage then transforms into Ice type. I think Castle tried to approach a bait from Kulito by using the small charge of Flame Nova, but Kulito blocks and does up B. Castle comes back, forward throws him, and Kulito not paying attention to his ledge invincibility, Castle just spikes him as he's holding onto that ledge, sealing game 2 for Castle. In game 3 of semifinals, Kulito counterpicks to Kazuya's stage, right? Good old Devil Dude map. After a very intense neutral and several interactions, and getting kicked through the wall, Castle seals his first stock on Kulito with a double jump, fully charged Flame Nova. Later in the match, Castle seals another stock with his trusty down air into up smash. Later in the match, Kulito finds finally manages to seal his first stock with a fast fall, weak uppercut into electric uppercut into up B. Later, Castle forward airs on Culito, setting him off stage. His recovery option was to fast fall, but miscalculates his range and misses the ledge in SDs. Then and there marks Castle's victory into Grand Finals. And last but not least, Castle has finally made it to Grands and has to fight RSBX for first place. Castle's is Aegis versus RSBX's Incineroar. Castle gets the first stock with a dash attack. You noticed how patient RSBX was in the corner and just went for a Hail Mary. And it worked. Later in the match, as Castle was trying to spike RSBX's recovery, he used up B and crashed through Castle, taking a stock. The next stock Castle took was with a down air alone because RSBX did not DI correctly. Later in the fight, RSBX finally takes his first stock with a full hop falling forward air. Fast fall forward air. Or regular falling, I think. Later in the intense match, RSBX falls with a knocking knocking Castle off the stage, then reading Castle's jump back to stage with forward air. Then as Castle was trying to recover with Mithra Photon Edge, RSBX ends game 1 with a perfectly timed spike. I think that was the second time Castle lost the game. Now for game 2 of Grand Finals, Castle counterpicks to Pokemon Stadium for the second time this tournament. Castle seals the first stock by falling with Pyra's neutral air. RSBX was getting a little greedy there, and Castle catches him out of the air. RSBX takes his first stock by going for a bait and punish, grabs Castle, trying to grab him, and seals first stock with an up throw. Later in the match, Castle seals their second stock with an up B out of shield. Then to keep RSBX from recovering the double jump. Yeah, from recovering, he double jumps. They double jump and he forward airs. Later in the match, the stage transforms into the electric type, and this will be Castle's first death to a hazard. He was trying to get off the ledge with a down air, right? Trying to get on stage with a down air, but the conveyor belt slid them off stage. But this didn't stop Castle, as later in the match, they sealed their opponent's final stock with a spike. This was because RSBX tried his strategy from game 1, where they go past the ledge so they can land on the stage and do that explosion. Game 3 begins, and RSBX counterpicks to WarioWare. The first stock was taken by RSBX with an Alolan Whip, killing Pyra at only 84%, due to the beautifully small blast zones of WarioWare. Later in the match, Castle does a down air on RSBX, but is interrupted by an arrow. Another stage hazard affecting Castle there. But Castle was thinking quick on his feet and slipped in an up air, sending RSBX into the skies. It wasn't enough to kill. RSBX chose to get back to stage as quick as possible using an up B, but Castle was ready and just hit him with another up air. Later in the match, WarioWare's next minigame was Jump. RSBX was not paying attention though, so as he was stuck in the corner, right, trying to get back to center stage, and Castle, right, was trying to maybe hit him out of the air or try to counter, right, an approach, RSBX was just holding shield. The giant hammer man in the background dug RSBX into the ground, and Castle was able to get an easy peasy dash attack with Pyra, sealing their second stock. Only a few seconds later in the match, the next WarioWare minigame was Stage Ride. Castle didn't even care. He grabbed his opponent, threw him forward, dash attack, then dash attacked again, because what happens is the minigames on WarioWare have an indefinite ground, which means there's nowhere you can fall off. It just is one flat ground, and it just goes right into the blast zones. So what happened was, when Castle saw that RSBX didn't tech, he just did another dash attack, right? And what's crazy is Castle sealed that last stock when RSBX was only at 48% with the Mithra dash attack. You saw it here first, folks. And in Castle's final match of the tournament was Game 4. RSBX counter to Lilac Cruz. Castle sears the first stock with their trusty downer into up air. Later in the match, Castle hits the... Okay, yeah. I am reading my notes correctly. So Castle hit RSPX off stage, and as he was trying to recover, he SD'd because he air dodged because he didn't want to get hit by the Pyro down air. But RSPX was not going down without a fight. They got an Alolan Whip after Castle missed their get-up attack from ledge. Later in the match, Castle wins the tournament with a ballsy spike to intercept RSPX's spike. That's nuts. That's a way to end a tournament right there. So congratulations to Castle for winning the first Undying Light tournament. Remember that my tournaments will be on the last weekend of every month of 2025, right? If you want to be in it, join the Discord and just, shoot me a message, shoot me a DM. So that was Castle's run, like a quick overview, I guess you could say, right, of his matches and sets. Thanks for watching.